What's up, guys? Today we will be unboxing and checking out the Infinix GT50 Pro here. So this is going to be the cooling edition. You can see we have mag charge cooler plus mag case, and on the back here we get a few more specs. Hydro flow liquid cooling on here, 144 FPS gaming ecosystem. We also get pressure sensitive triggers on here as well too. We have the N1 network chip on here and the Dimensity 8400 Ultimate chipset. So pretty excited to check this phone out here. So this is what the presentation looks like. Let's get this out. And I guess we can check out the cooler. Right here it does say liquid flow hyper performance, and that's pretty much it. Very nice looking box. All right, so let's check out the packaging. All right, so I think I'm gonna need a. So here is the liquid cooler here. This is what it looks like, and we're able to charge it via Type C to Type C. So now let's get the phone out. I believe this is the first time also we have Dolby Atmos as well, so we get higher quality sounds. So if you can hear like footsteps in PUBG and stuff like that. So it's just better equalization. All right, SIM ejection tool. They do give us a case, and okay, so this is like the mag case for it. So that's nice. So you don't have to buy a separate case or anything like that. All right, here's the phone, and see if I can get this out without completely. Oh, I just think it slides out like that. And get this off. Beautiful phone. We have a red color, kind of a darker red. So really nice. Very cool looking. Definitely looks like a a gamer phone. We also get the charger in the box. So this is going to be our, I believe, 45-watt charging brick, and we should also get a cable here. So we have a Type C to Type C cable. Let's see, with a orange inside here. All right, so that is gonna be it. So let's go ahead and just set this up. I guess we can take a look at the hardware a little bit more here. So this phone, it is IP64. So it's not IP68 or anything like that. It's only like splash resistant. So do note that. And it is a completely plastic phone here. It does have a pretty solid build to it. So it has like that firm kind of build to it. Kind of reminds me of like a Moto G stylus with the kind of plastic build. So it looks really nice. It really doesn't look like a cheap phone. It looks really cool. And you have also, these are customizable RGB lights here. These lights right here. So go ahead and power it on. And like I said, you have those pressure points right here, those little triggers. So I'll show you guys how that works. That'll be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I'll go ahead and set this up and we can check it out. We are all set up here, and look at the liquid moving through the phone. Super cool. And I do want to show you guys the settings here. So in the GT zone, that's where you can mess with the touch triggers right here, and you can mess with the settings of it, and I'll show you guys kind of the idea of how it works. Kind of supposed to mimic a controller. So this is the RGB lights, so that is how that will look. Pretty cool. And again, you can mess with that, have a fixed effect. So if I wanted to maybe do like this, so you can just come in here and kind of play with it. Very, very nice. And again, you can change that color. So if you wanted to match your phone or like gaming setup or something like that, it's pretty nice. And yeah, you have a bunch of other settings here that you can kind of mess around with. And that's what I like about Infinix. They give you like pretty cool options. So they're not like a boring. So if you want to charge your phone up, you get a pretty cool effect. So I always like it. The other Infinix phones, they have like the little digital dot screen and the liquid cooling right here. So you can have it on a rapid, normal mode, smart mode as well, and then sound effects. When you know hit it, it gives you a sound effect. Really good vibration motor on here. So when you put the case on, so most people's like thing with gaming is the phone's heating up. All right, so let's see the charger here. So we got our case on, and it should turn on automatically. You should see this fans spinning in here. Has a little light effect too. This does have, I believe, bypass charging, so it'll wirelessly charge your device. I believe it charges to the straight to the motherboard, which is pretty cool. The sound is not too loud. It's like a regular fan sound. I wouldn't say it's too loud or too annoying, but um, if you're gonna be playing with your, you know, gonna be playing on your phone, you'll probably have the sound up, so you probably won't even notice it. After a while, you don't really notice it. But let's actually just come in here and mess around with PUBG here. So here's the kind of idea here with the triggers, guys. You just use it like it's a normal, you know, like it's a normal button on a controller. It's pretty accurate. So, and they feel pretty good when you press them. You get a good vibration feedback from this phone, which is important because you really want to kind of sell that, you know, kind of button effect here. So I think it's pretty cool. Just for you guys information here, you guys can see we can play at 120 frames on this phone, so that is pretty nice. So it's actually pretty good gaming experience. And like I said, you put the cooling, you know, magnetic charger on here. It gets super cold back here, so it'll definitely keep the phone pretty cool. But I mean, just by itself, I don't expect this chipset to be overheating. Typically with these Dimensity processors, they do an excellent job, and like I said, they're really well optimized for titles like PUBG and Call of Duty and stuff like that. I did run some Geekbench scores so you guys can see how they kind of compare. So this particular device is running Android 16 with their skin on top of it. You get 3 years of major OS updates, and then we also have 256 gigs of internal storage, and we have 12 gigs of RAM on the base model. You can, you know, extend the RAM with the virtual RAM, but it's UFS 4.1, which is also pretty good. So you guys can see pretty good frame rates here in Wildlife Extreme, almost 25 frames, and then we're getting 17 to 30 frames. So performance wise, this is gonna perform really well, I would say. So I've been pretty impressed with it, and you know, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, as far as the skin goes, yes, you will have some, like, I noticed some pre-installed apps. It's really not that much, like this right here, Crushback, and I'm pretty sure it's not a bunch of stuff. I didn't install that, but it doesn't seem like to be like overload of stuff here. So that's pretty good. But yeah, so far like the experience has been really solid as far as animations and opening things up. Like this button here, you can tap it, or you can oh yeah, I forgot. You can also slide it. So it's kind of similar to the camera control button with the iPhone. It works pretty well, and then you could tap it to take a photo. It's pretty cool. It does work, so I like it a lot. And of course you have your standard, you know, they have their I believe it's Folex AI. You could switch this to Gemini. I prefer Gemini. I still think it's the best AI assistant, so you can switch it to that. Or you do have circle to search on here as well too. So you can, you know, choose between what you want to do. And this phone also has the AI features like the other Infinix phones. You actually have quite a bit of features here as well. This phone has a pretty solid panel on here. It's an AMOLED display. We also have 144 hertz on here, 4500 nits peak brightness. So this screen does get pretty bright. It's around 6.78 inches, so it's a pretty big panel on here as well. So if you watch a lot of, you know, movies and, you know, just play a lot of games, you have a pretty nice size display on here. And also we have a pretty good resolution and PPI. So 1208 by 2644 at 440 for the PPI. So icons and text and playing games, everything looks pretty sharp and pretty clean on this panel here. So overall, I have no real issues. I think screen to body ratio is also pretty solid. The bezels look pretty even across the board here as well too. Let me open this back up. Yeah, they look pretty evil. Not evil. They look pretty even across the board here. So as you guys can see, so pretty nice panel. Nice vivid colors, very bright panel. We have an IR blaster on here as well. So you can use the remote controller feature here. So that is something that I really like. I don't know where it is on. Oh yes, right here. All right, so yeah, you can use the IR blaster here. So if you guys don't know, you can control TVs and appliances, which is pretty cool. Also, the fingerprint scanner is pretty nice. I really love the animation that they have on here. This kind of watery ripple effect on here. I think it's really smooth for an optical fingerprint scanner. But yeah, so no issues at all with that. And I do want to check out the speakers because we do have Dolby Atmos here now. So we have that. So let's go ahead and check that out here. And it's on intelligent mode right now. So we'll just keep it on there. Or let's actually switch it to music and put some music on. All right, so let's check out these speakers here. So the speakers sound decent. Not the best that I've heard. They sound okay. The 808s could be a lot better on here. The general sound sounds decent. So I would say the speakers sound okay. The Dolby Atmos, if you play around with the equalizer, I'm sure you could get probably a better sound here. Let's see what it sounds like on intelligent. So that did help a little bit, but the 808s now sound kind of off, like almost detuned. Yeah, they sound like detuned, like they're in a different key now. So a little strange, but the speakers sound pretty decent overall. As far as the camera setup, my first impressions of the cameras, they are pretty decent. What you would expect from like a kind of mid-range phone here. It's a 50 megapixel standard with an 8 megapixel ultra wide. We also have, I believe, 4K 60 video on here, so that is pretty nice to have. And let me just check here. Yeah, so we do have 4K 60, and then we also have 13 megapixel selfie camera that shoots in 4K 30. I think the shots look pretty solid on here, and also the video, we get pretty decent color, pretty good detail, pretty good dynamic range on here in some of these shots here. Overall, again, what you would expect from a mid-range phone here. And I would say probably the weakest part about the camera might be the video quality, a little bit of overexposure issues, I guess, and it just doesn't have the best dynamic range. But besides that, I think the camera system is overall it's okay for just a point and click kind of shot. Battery specifications go, you'll either get a 6150 milliamp or a 6500 milliamp hour battery depending on the region. Again, we have 45-watt charging. You actually do have wireless charging on here, so that's pretty nice. And you also do have again that bypass charging too on here as well. And yeah, so that is pretty cool. So I expect battery performance to be easily 6 hours plus on this phone, no problem. These Infinix phones and this processor typically are able to do that really well. So I think overall the phone is pretty cool. I really like seeing I really like the design, like the liquid cooling, seeing that, and overall the triggers on here as well too are pretty nice. It's a pretty solid built phone to be all plastic, and great screens, pretty decent cameras on here. And let me know what you guys think.